It's Matt with Tips for Truckers, and today at the end of the video I'm going to tell you if I've ever been with a lot lizard. But first, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Jester's House. Now subscribe to him on YouTube, and he's got his website down right now, but when he puts it back up, he's going to have some great rock and roll, old school rock and roll memorabilia you can't find anywhere else. So keep checking for that online. Jester's House, subscribe, check out his website when he gets it back up. Anyway, so this video is about lot lizards, of course, but, and I told you at the end of the video, I'll tell you if I've ever been with one. But the rest of this video, I'm going to give you some tips if you ever want to procure one. Anyway, let's get rolling on with it. Number one. So let's say you already located it. I don't know how. I haven't honestly seen that many lot lizards, so I can't give you any advice on how to locate them, but I could definitely give you some advice on what to do after you've procured one. Now, number one thing you got to do is you got to look out and see if there's their pimp driving around behind them. Now, the ones I've seen, about half of them will have a guy either driving them around or driving around behind them, making sure there's no funny business. And actually, what I've heard, what happens is after, they get done with the deed, let's say, and take the money, pimp comes in the truck, she unlocks the truck, the pimp comes in the truck, takes you for all your money. So definitely be very leery about this kind of situation. Is very precarious, but I totally understand if you want to go through with it. Number two, that would be going with the last one. Just definitely be aware of your surroundings. Make sure it's not like a cop or whatever. I mean, I've never heard of a cop posing as a lot lizard. I'm sure it's not unheard of, but I've never personally seen it. But just always be aware of your surroundings. And this is probably the biggest one here is, if you get her in your truck, before you do, take your wallet, your keys, your GPS, CB radio, dash cam, put it underneath, put it in your side box, and lock up your keys. Hide your keys somewhere in your overnight bag or something, to where she can't. Because a lot of times what they'll do when they leave, they'll snatch your GPS and everything. I've heard a bunch of horror stories about that. Moving right along. So the price. Now, from my experiences, whenever I've seen one, and I have mostly seen pretty low ones. So I have seen prices between 20 and 40. But when I do see them, they're only in there for about 10, 15 minutes or so. I mean, they're professionals. They can get the job done. Come on, guys. Let's use some common sense. But, I'm sure if you want to get a real nice one, $100, $200, it's not unheard of. And I know people in Chicago and everything who have actually procured these nice working ladies that when they come to your apartment or whatever, it's normally about $500. So you're usually getting a pretty good deal over here if you don't care about how they look. You just want to get the deed done. Next one, all right, protection, guys. Now, this one you could interpret however you want to. If you want to protect your person, if you want to protect your body from diseases, we all know what I'm talking about here. Just think of protection, but keep it legal, guys. And speaking of legal, leads me to my last point. I personally would recommend spending the extra money and going the legal route. Now, there is legal prostitution in this country. God bless the United States of America. And so what I did one time, I was broke down in Reno, and I rented myself a little car, went to Virginia City, and in Tahoe. And on the way, I went through Carson City, and I noticed the bunny ranches there. Now, most of you guys know what that is and everything, and it's a cat house. Let's be honest here, but it's upscale. It's clean. From what I've been told, I heard a lot of interviews with the owner. He seems like a really good guy. The place seems really straight. Now, I've heard, I didn't personally stop by there. I probably should have for the experience, guys, but I mean, I was just in too much of a hurry. I honestly probably would have stopped by if I wasn't, trying to get back to my hotel room. But anyway, it's about $300 there, okay? And personally, I think it'd be well worth the money, all right? Now, that's all my tips, and I told you I'd tell you if I've ever been with a lot lizard. And the answer is that with a baseball bat. Can you believe that? Anyway, I'll never tell that story again. This is Matt with Tips for Truckers. Have a great day.